Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Guns and Outdoors. It's been a while. We're back out here at the workbench and we're going to do a re-blue job on an NR Davis & Sons double barrel. Let me bring you in and show you what we got to work with. This one was shipped to me from out of state and he had already taken it apart, and as you can tell he started doing some cleanup work on it. This is the internal hammer one. Now I will be taking all of this apart and cleaning it and making sure that everything seems okay and reassembling it, but that will not be on the video. I'm not going to take up that much time because I already have a video showing that on another gun. And here's our barrel and all our hardware. Now he did not send the buttstock, so there's only so much that we'll be able to put back together. But we're going to go ahead and start, and what I'm going to do is grab all these pieces here like y'all seen me do before. I'm going to take them over to the wire wheel. I got two different wire wheels. I got a coarse and I got a fine. We'll finish it off with the fine, and then we can do some of our blue and rust remover, which is just a mild acid, cleaner degreaser, and then get them ready for bluing. Well, let me get these parts here all cleaned up on the wire wheel real well and get the chemicals run through them. Then we'll proceed to the next step. Alright, I got everything run through the wire brush, as you can see. All coming out nice and clean. Now it's starting to get a good little shine to it. In places that I can't get the wire brush, just take me a piece of Scotch Brite pad and rub the crap out of it. Alright, and we'll be doing all of this first, then I'll do the barrel second. Barrels I always do last. Alright, next step we're going to do, we'll take our blue and rust remover, and I got to run over and get some water, and we're going to get that chemical on there and let it do its thing, and we should be really close to bluing. And then once we get that rinsed off real well, then we'll use our cleaner degreaser like I said earlier. Alright, well let's get back to being busy. Alright guys, now the way that I do this, I use these round cotton rounds. I get them at the Dollar Tree, $1 for 80 of them. I find them in the makeup section. This stuff works good for me. Just take your blue and rust remover. Yeah, gotta have it shaking everything up. You notice I got two rags laid out here. Now, definitely have you some gloves and definitely have some ventilation going. I got the shop doors open and you might be able to hear it. I got a little fan over here behind me. This stuff will make you sick and it stinks also, so it's not pleasant, but it does a good job. Just basically just wipe it on apart. Get a real good coating on there. Yeah, you'll see it sort of suds up some. That's cool. Well, you know you're getting it on there good. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and get the receiver soaked down and let them sit here for a little bit, and then we'll move on. Alright, now these have soaked for a while. What I'll do, I'll take me a piece of, this is 4/0 steel wool, and this is just clean water. Then just get at it. Alright, we got all them parts rinsed off. Now just cleaner degreaser, which y'all is nothing but a mild soap. You notice I don't have my gloves on right now. Don't need them. If you don't have something like this, do some like Dawn dishwashing detergent. I use it on tons of stuff. That's what I wash my cars in when I'm getting them prepped for painting. Let's just get you a little bit of this, and you just take all the grease and stuff like that off. And I know there's grease coming off my hands. Now, good point for those of y'all who thought of that. But what I'm going to do after I get through with this cleaner degreaser, I'll put me some gloves back on, And I'm going to take some 70%. I'm going to take some 70% alcohol and give these another wipe down. That way any grease will get off of my fingers or anything like that will be taken care of and won't be an issue when we go to put our bluing on. Alright, now I'll just take them and dunk them in the water and rinse them off. Alright, now we'll get them all rinsed off, so just take the air hose and get all the excess water. Got all of them dried off real well. Like I say, I'm just using regular 70% alcohol. I'll just give them a quick wipe down. And I'm fixing to show you, as you can see, that's why I use the alcohol. Because when you get down to it, there was still a little bit of grime here and there. So it's a better safe than sorry scenario. You blew one and you get a spot that just doesn't want to blue well, odds are it's probably because you didn't get it clean enough. Now there's exception, because you take stuff like this, older guns, different metals, different types of steels, they blue differently. Some of them, they just don't want to blue no matter what you do to it, as far as taking a real, deep color to it. So the best thing to do is just, like I say, get it as clean as possible. And that's going to get you the best end result. Alright, I'm just going to let that sit there and air dry. And then we'll start bluing. Alright, the alcohol is dissipated. So now what we're going to do is get the bluing. And the customer requested that two-tone thing that I do on these parts, on the receiver. We're going to do the barrel just one color with the super blue. But on the receiver, in these parts here, I'll first put some super blue on it and some patterns, and then I'll follow up the whole thing with some of the Oxbow blue. But first, the super, there was a clean pad. Yeah, I think that's plenty. Little part here goes inside, you don't see it. That's why I'm not two-toning it. Alright. You see how quick that stuff works. You get down there in the light. This here, where you got grooves, just take and push. That way you'll get it all down in there. Yeah, now I'm starting to go over it with a second coat. And as you can see, it does really make it pop. That's all we're doing with the super blue. Now, it's sitting here curing. It's curing fast because it's warm out here. Normally you would dunk it in water at this point and get the bluing process to halt. But when you want to get, let's say, powdering it out like I'm doing, I'll just go ahead and grab my Oxbow blue. And just go over the whole thing. Yeah, don't be chintzy with it. Get it on there. Like I say, you could watch some of these metals. So this older metal doesn't want to blue that great. You may have to sit there and, get it, as you see, I am slathering it on there. And I'm using a lot of pressure when I'm rubbing. Alright, I'm going to let that sit and do its thing for a little bit. Then we'll rinse it and we'll see what we got. I'll let all that sit for about 2 or 3 minutes. So now what I'm going to do, get these in here and rinse them really well. And I did put a new plain rag down. And some of these will take a little steel wool and just barely. And as you see, there's no pressure there whatsoever. And this just tries to blend it in a little bit. Alright, now what we need to do, get these all dried off. This way we can see what kind of job we're doing. We still got the air hose to get them really, really dry, but just take you some rags and do like I'm doing. Wipe them off. This give you a general idea if you got some bad spots or spot that didn't take. And like I say, sometimes you'll drive yourself up the wall. Some old guns and some steels, they just don't want to retake a bluing. You just got to do the best you can with it, and it is what it is sort of thing. Oh, check our pieces here. Not bad. It didn't take a deep bluing, but I knew that it wouldn't. Like I say again, this is old steel. You're only going to get what you can get on it. Some pieces, you can tell this steel's a little different. It took a better bluing than some of the others. Like that one there. And that looks like you bought a brand new part. And the triggers, well, turned out very nice. Very nice. Well, all in all, I'm happy with that. And that ain't bad at all. But I'll tell you what we can do. Because I do see a couple of small spots here and there. I do wish would have really blued up a little better. So I'm going to let these sit here and air dry some. Then I'm going to take some Oxbow Blue and go back over everything one more time. Then rinse and dry. And then we'll see what we got after that. Alright, we got that second coat on there. And I'm very happy with the way that turned out. I mean, out in the sunlight you'll be able to see the two-tone and the difference in colors. And under this light you can see some of it. Now, for all these pieces, what we need to do is go ahead and get them oiled down. And then let them cure overnight. So I'm going to take one of my white pads here and get that done. Yeah, this is where if you got some of them barrier wipes, and some of these kits will come in with wipes that you use to oil them down with for the curing, but I don't have them. Or if you got some spray, it sure works out a lot better. There you go, just get a good coat of oil on them. Make sure you get it in everywhere. Because remember guys, we just run this thing through the mill, dumped it in water 1,000,000 times. So we'll make sure that we get everything oiled back up really well so we don't have no future issues. But I mean, this is the type of firearm, I mean, me personally, this is a you put it up and leave it alone type. I would not fire this thing because of its age and what have you. But what the owner does with it is his business. But that's just my my 2 cents worth on that. Like this rod right here, you don't want it to get some rust by sitting overnight because you didn't get enough oil in it. Yeah, I'm going to over oil the dog out of this thing. Because I want good oil on my product. I want it to cure correctly. Don't want to come out here in the morning and see rust spots on my newly worked blued material. There again, in them grooves. Get it down in there. Don't be stingy with any of your products. Tell you what, them little triggers turned out awesome, didn't they? As far as them inner parts, I've done dealt with all of that. But as you know, we did dump a lot of water on this thing, so y'all, this oil's not expensive. better safe than sorry on something like that. So just throw it to it. The excess wipe off. Yeah, that's oiled up, alright. Alright, now we're going to let that stuff just sit there overnight and cure. Let me go ahead and get cleaned up and get my area clean again and grab some new gloves, and we'll start on our barrel. Alright, now on to this barrel. Guys, this gentleman here sent me this. He done an excellent job cleaning this. I really don't see nothing wrong. Couple little spots of rust just where it's been sitting, and a few sanding marks. Besides that, this thing is about ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to do is just grab my Scotch-Brite and go over here to the water and, if you will, water sand it. Because I really think that's about all this thing needs. Now, I don't even think this thing needs the blue and rust remover, because you know, just do a little water sanding like that, got that thing rock and rolling. Oh, I almost grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed the blue. I want the cleaner degreaser. Alright, now let's give her another good rinse, and then we'll wipe it down with the alcohol. Got that all cleaned up, wiped down with alcohol, as well as all of our little bolts and screws. Went in and cleaned them up right quick, because we'll blew them when we do the barrel. Now I'm just going to let this thing sit here and air dry. I mean, I did take the air blower. You all know I got this one with that really good point on it, and blow dried everything, but still I want that alcohol to evaporate, and if I missed a drop of water, I want it to evaporate. So I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 so minutes, and then we'll start hitting it with the Super Blue. I got a brand new bottle here, so this should turn out looking really well. Really, really good. Alright, that's plenty dry. Actually what I did, I took this and set it out in the sun for about 10 minutes, and yeah, it's a little warm. But that way I know 100% that this is dry. Let's get our new bottle open here. Yeah, I want to get this patch here just really, really soaking. Alright, let's see what we can do with this, guys. Immediately, you see that change as soon as I put it on there. Down in them crevices, that's the important part. Well, all of it's important, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, now start running with it. And try to get a good even coat. You don't want no drips to run down the sides or anything. That's where you get some ugly looks from. And one thing about these barrels, especially these older barrels, they are not going to blue up and be uniform. From what I've done, and done a pretty good bit of these things, seems like you will have some splotchy places in them, and some places that just refuse to take any good bluing. But like I said earlier, that's the way with a lot of this older stuff. So you do what you can and try to make it happen. Always like to get a little bit in the ends there. That's just one of the things that I do. Alright, now you see that does have some splotching going on in there. Yeah, I'm doing the big rub on it. And that is a big piece of material. Alright, let's let that sit there for a little bit. While that's sitting there, we'll go ahead and get a little bit on our bolts here. Alright, now it's got the first part of it done. Y'all see how that's drying and coming to a haze already? That's what you want, but you don't want it to sit too long, because then you're going to be having some problems. So what I'm going to do right quick is run over here to the water and go ahead and get a rinse on this, and I'm going to use a 4/0 steel wool to buff it out as I rinse and get ready for a second coat. Alright guys, and there we have it. That's actually 3 coats on that thing. And I have to say, for an older barrel, it blued up really well. I'm quite happy with that. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy oiled down and let it cure overnight. We'll get all our bolts, because I got them done. And like I say, don't spare on the oil. Y'all know me, I never do. A little plunger right here. Yeah, that's pretty oiled up. Go ahead and get our bolts oiled up. I'll throw them off this little magnet, that way I know they won't go nowhere or get lost. Alright, I need a push brush. I'll take this oily piece I got here. Get some oil down them barrels. I mean, we've been dunking it in water and everything else, so. And guys, there we have it. That is, it's oiled up. Alright, well, we're going to let this sit here overnight. Let all of our pieces cure up real good. Then we'll come out here in the morning, wipe off the excess oil, and see how it all turned out. Alright guys, this is the next day. Let these sit overnight. I can get some of this excess off of here. And we'll put together what we can and see what our end product turned out like. And just looking at that there, not bad at all. Yeah, that turned out very, very good. I'll get some of these other parts wiped down good. Yeah, this is my oil rag. It's already got oil on it, but it'll get a lot of this big excess off of here. Let's say now's the time after it's sitting cured. Take a close look at everything as you're wiping it down. Make sure that you didn't have no issues or bad spots, which so far looking pretty good. Well, you can really see the difference in that one. Different shades and stuff. That's cool. Alright, the most important part, the receiver. Get wiped down on it. Oh yeah, got a lot different color going on there in the pattern. You know, especially for an older gun, it looked like it had a little bit of a rough life. Yeah, that thing looks great. Alright, let's put some stuff back together. Make sure everything works like it's supposed to. That one goes down. That one goes down. Got that together. Now what do we got? Yeah, a lot of this other stuff I did not take apart. So that's going to be a bit on the tricky side. I'm going to guess that the safety goes in this way. because if it went in this way, it would cover the word up. So, safety goes in like this here. Guys, it's been so long since I have one of these apart. Say, I really just can't remember. Alright, I did get that in there like it's supposed to go. And, remember where this piece went. Like I say, it has been a long time since I've done one of these. And this is the crank bolt right here. Because what this does, get it off that spring, it's right in this hole over here. You can see there's a groove right down in here. And that fits right down in that groove. And all of this, little spring and all. Sort of fits down here as a unit. Little stuff like that that you need to watch out for. There we go. Because when he puts the buttstock on there, that would have been in the way. Alright, well, we're quickly running out of parts here. Like I say, there's only so much that I can do with it. We can go ahead and install the piece here on the forearm. Of course, it's a couple of wood screws. Check the lengths on these. Yep. The rear screw here is longer than this screw here. There we go. So that looks really nice on there. Alright, I really can't put the trigger mechanism in because you got to have the buttstock. The buttstock goes on, then the trigger mechanism goes in like so. That's why that's got to be straight. This little pin out here goes down in here on that safety. And this goes there. That's probably what this short one is. Just like so. Of course, when you have the buttstock on, that one, this long bolt here will go all the way through the buttstock. See if I can get it in there. It of course helps support that trigger assembly. I'm just going to run this in there a little bit so you can see the general idea. And of course it's up there on your safety catch. Oh, well, hey, that's cool. And that all works. And then, of course, once all this is bolted together and everything's tight, so you got your stock, the whole 9 yards on, then your trigger guard just screws in there. Just like so. Of course, the stock, you'll have 2 screws here that run it down and hold it in place. Well, that there's pretty much got her, guys. Alright. And it just clicks together like so. Of course, this is just a snapper type. And there we have it. Yeah, I wish I would have had the buttstock. She just comes open, and as it comes open, it cocks itself. Throw you some shells in there. They're like that. See, it's on safe. And it'll put itself on safe every time that you cock it. That's what that little black bar is in there that we put in. Yeah, I'm having a hard time because my hands are just so slick. Okay, take it off the safe and then bang, bang. And there you have it. Well guys, another one re-blued. Got that thing knocked out. In my opinion, it turned out looking pretty good, especially for what I had to work with. I'm happy with it, and I hope the customer will be happy with it. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that and learned a little something about bluing. Cold gluing process is not that hard, just a little time consuming, but I enjoy it, and luckily we had a cool old shotgun to use for us to show you how to do one. Well, everyone, if you would, throw me down some comments, questions, suggestions, always appreciate it. Hit us up on Patreon if you're able. And please, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate all y'all do for the channel. And until the next one, I hope that everyone has a fantastic day.